Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So this is a verse. This video we're going to do chapter 6, verse 33, and this is the verse that I've been waiting for. I didn't know when it was going to arrive, but it came in right now, and I've been waiting for this. This is a verse where Arjun says, "All of these things that you've talked about, Krishna, are too difficult. Give me something simpler." Oh my God! Then I think he's going to go to bhakti after this. I think this is where probably the turning point is, because he's saying all of this yoga system that you've said, control the mind, control this, control that, that's way too difficult. Sorry. Please give me something else. Please tell me something simpler. So let's sing the verse together and let's go into it. Both of the commentaries by Prabhupada as well as Swami Yogananda are really spot on in this. I love them. Okay, so let's sing the verse together. योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः अर्जुन उवाच योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वा स्थितिं स्थिराम्. He says, Arjun says, "O Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized, appears impractical and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady." So let's do word by word. Arjun says, Arjuna Vacha, Yoyam, in this system of yoga, this system of yoga, Tvaya by you, Proktaha described, the system of yoga that you have described, Samyena generally, Madhusudana, O Krishna, killer of demon Madhu. So generally, it's a etasya of this aham, I do not. No. I do not see Paschami being able to do. I do not see this being able to do. I do not see myself being able to do this generally. Chanchal latvat. Chanchal is restless. So sthitam, situated, sthiram, stable. So due to the mind being restless, well, he doesn't say mind here exactly, but due to I being restless, and unsteady, not stable. So where is the na here? Sthiram. Due to being restless, situated in restlessness and instability. But why is it instability rather than stable here? Okay, anyways, but I think this is pretty clear translation that the mind is restless and unsteady. So what you have said seems to be impractical. I do not see it happening. Yeah. Okay. The system of mysticism described, the system of yoga described by Krishna to Arjun is being rejected. And so the idea is, as a practical man, Arjun thought it was impossible to follow this favorable system of yoga, even though he was favorably endowed in many ways. He belonged to the royal family, he was highly elevated, he was a great warrior, he had great longevity, and he was the closest friend of, one of the closest friends of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And 5,000 years ago, Arjun had better facilities than we have now. They were stronger. Those guys were more intelligent, more stronger, stronger, better able to sit in meditation, like more strong than we are now. So if he was not able to do it 5,000 years ago, who are we to think that in this age of Kali we can do it? Some people can probably, but very, very few. It's for people in general, this is an impossible proposal, if it was impossible 5,000 years ago. Yeah, so all of this yoga system and meditation, he's what Prabhupada is like very harsh usually, right? The way he's saying, in so-called schools and societies, although complacent, are wasting their time. Like, they're ignorant, they're in ignorance of the desired goal. The desired goal is very, very difficult, and the little meditations help us feel better about our day in general, but they're not going to take us to the ultimate truth, absolute truth. They're not going to take us to Krishna. They're not going to take us. Okay, so I was listening to Swami Sarvapriyananda's. He's an Advaita person, and I'm very much Advaita person. I'm very much a Dvaita person. But I really started loving his videos, not because I subscribe to the Advaita philosophy of his, but just because his explanation of Gita is very good. Like, he goes verse by verse and he really explains the verse very well. So he was saying, what was he saying? Wow, I totally forgot where my train of thought was going. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's go do Swami Mukundanand thing. It might come back. If it comes back, I'll tell you. It was a good point too. Okay. So Swami Mukundanand says that yoyam, this system of yoga that you have described. So in the perfection, Sri Krishna, now he breaks it down. What I love about Swami Mukundanand's explanation here is he breaks it down to what Bhagwan Sri Krishna has said in the last few verses, and exactly what the steps that he has said. So for the perfection of yoga, we must subdue the senses. That's step number 1. He's been talking about that from chapter 3 to chapter 2 probably, but chapter 3 for sure. Give up all desires. Okay, that's also chapter 3 verse 37. He's saying, Arjun, in verse 36, Arjun asks, what impels us to do bad things, to do even unwillingly, as if by force. And in chapter verse 37 he says, it is desire, kama esha krodha esha. It's kama is desire and krodha is anger, but basically kam leading to krodha, so desire leading to anger. And he's saying that it's desire is the root of all evil, and it lives in the senses, and it is born of the mode of passion, and it is all devouring and greatly sinful. That's verse 37 to 43, basically, the part where he says it lives in the senses. So give up all desires, kama, that's the thing. Give up all desires, focus the mind upon God alone. That's number 3. I'm like, how do I do this so you can actually see it? Okay. Focus the mind upon God alone. So you give up all desires, you detach from the world, but then you attach to God. Focus the mind. You don't just detach. Meditation and Advaita is all about detaching. You just detach and that's it. You just stay at the detached state. But Bhakti is about focusing the mind on God. Think of Him with an unwavering mind, consistently, constantly, and nityam, I think that's the word, and see everyone with equal vision. That he talks about that in chapter 5:18, where a yogi sees a cow, a Brahmin, a dog, and a dog eater with equal vision. And then right now he just had another one where he sees God in everyone, and whatever. There's something just yesterday or day before yesterday, like where he's seeing everyone in equal vision at a higher level than just seeing everyone as souls, but he's seeing God in everyone. In 5:18 it was seeing everyone as souls, and in this one, 6:30 something maybe, he's seeing God in everyone. So he's seeing Paramatma in everyone. So Arjun then says that this is impractical. I can't do any of these without controlling the mind, and the mind is restless, so all of these become impossible. So he was saying, Swami Sarvapriyananda, that there are there was a question asked to him, and so he explained that we cannot attain enlightenment, full enlightenment, until we have completely controlled the mind. That's one step. And we cannot control the mind until we attain enlightenment. That is in chapter 2. So we cannot attain enlightenment until we control the mind, and we cannot attain. So it's a conflict, right? It's a catch-22. Like you can't do it. There has to be something that breaks the cycle, because we can't attain enlightenment if we can't control the mind, and we can't control the mind until we attain enlightenment. So how does the Advaita philosophy handle it? And they don't. They handle it by saying that you need bhakti, because then you are redirecting, you're channeling all your desires towards God. And that is where the Dvaita perspective is actually true. I mean, and he's saying, the Advaita person is also saying, except he's just saying that you do bhakti until you get to this place of enlightenment, and then you get out of bhakti and you can just merge with Brahman, which of course I personally, it doesn't make sense to me, but I don't have the very clear responses as to why right now. It's an intuitive thing, but I'm learning both. So I'm going to be able to answer this at some point. I don't know when. Right now, I'm not able to answer exactly with precision, using Shastras as evidence, why the merging with Brahman does not work. But yes, what they also say is that you need bhakti. You need to be able to redirect your desires towards God and devotion, and that is an excellent way. And he said, Swami Sarvapriyananda said that Ramanuja said that he asked exactly the same question that one of the people in the guests in the lecture were asked him, and this is what he had responded to. He said Ramanuja had asked the exact same question, and this is the response he gave to that you need bhakti in order to be able to get enlightenment. You have to you have to have bhakti in order to get enlightenment, because you can't. And what we are saying, and what Prabhupada is saying, which I really love, is that you need bhakti, period, in order to, we're not merging with Brahman, we are separate souls, and we're, okay, so yeah, that's it. I'm glad I remembered. Okay, that's it for this verse. We will do chapter 6 verse 34 in the next video, and we will see how Bhagwan Shri Krishna, whether he responds or whether Arjun expands on his question more. I'm not sure who speaks. Wish you a day filled with spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.